All right, so now that you have your game set up, or sorry, your team set up, and you also have the settings established, then the next thing you're probably going to see here is the events or the schedule. As you notice here in the middle row of different tabs that you can click on, the first tab is schedule. And so with schedule, we're just going to simply add an event. And then when I add an event, I get to choose what kind of event it is. So like if I click on game, it's going to say, is this a game? Is this practice? Or is this some other kind of event of some kind? Like maybe it's pictures night for your team or something like that. And you want to add that on the calendar. Awesome. You can certainly add that in as another kind of event. But I'm going to go ahead and select a game. When I do, I can also select if this is just simply a scrimmage. I have to determine if this is a home or away game. I am going to determine that this is an away game. So when I go to the opponent, I'm going to say this is Clayton Ridge. And we are going to be playing. And so here, down below will be like, hey, here are other teams that sound kind of like what you're searching for that are already on GameChanger. Or the first option is can't find the opponent, just create Clayton Ridge. And that's what I'm going to do. The location of the game. Now this can be very important because, you know, in a town that has more than one ball field, like Guttenberg, then you might end up saying, oh yeah, we're in Guttenberg. Well, if you don't specify which field it is, or if you say, oh, it's over on this street or around this corner or behind this bluff, that may not help some of the families that may be newer to the school district or newer to the team. So here's what I like to do. And I've never had a parent, never, not once, had a parent say, where's the field? Or they've called me and said, hey, where's the rest of the team? And we're like, oh, we're at this field. And like, oh, well, I'm at the other field. And then now there's a miscommunication and people are feeling frustrated before the game even starts, right? So to avoid that, here's what I would recommend. When I go to location of the field, I can type in Guttenberg, by all means, Guttenberg, and there it is, as a second option, Guttenberg, Iowa. But that doesn't help me specify which field in Guttenberg. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to jump out of this app. I am going to go to Google Maps. And when I'm in Google Maps, I'm just going to search Guttenberg, Iowa. And it's going to jump me over to Guttenberg. Now, the field I'm looking for is basically behind the Casey's, or at least that's the way people from Guttenberg describe it to me. So if I zoom in to Casey's here, and sure enough, I see there's a ball field right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap and hold where that ball field is. And usually when I do it by the street, I will get a better, more exact location. But you'll notice it says Vets Ball Field and Soccer Field. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down below. And when I do, for the address, it says DeKalb Street, Guttenberg, Iowa, 52052. I'm just going to tap on that. And, oh, there we go. When I tap and I hold, I can copy. And now I'm going to jump back over to my app. And I am going to search, I'm going to paste in what it said. And look, there it has it. DeKalb Street, Guttenberg, Iowa, such and such. So I'm going to tap on that. And look, according to the map, it puts a pin exactly where the ball field is. Can't miss it. So now I'm going to hit done. Now when I hit done, I have the exact location of the ball field. So when a parent clicks on the map, it'll open up their Maps app on their phone and it'll give them the directions directly to the field. They can't get lost. It's awesome. It's been phenomenal. The time of the event. So let's say this event is going to happen, I don't know, next week sometime. We'll say the 20th. Not at 10 a.m. Most of our town team games start at 6 p.m. And if you have a double header, you're going to be running about 2 hours long. Arrival time, we need players to arrive for, let's say my team, we expect players to arrive 30 minutes before. So that way we can start warming up. If you need them to arrive sooner than that, you can certainly identify that here. And this event does not repeat. So then I hit save. Now, when I hit save, it's saying, hey, you've added a new event. Do you want to message the team and let them know about this new event? Well, I'm just setting up the schedule right now. I'm not, this isn't a major change, but if I have a major change in the schedule that I need parents to be aware of, I could certainly do that first option of save and send a message to the team. Or I can just say right now that I don't have any parents that are a part of the team, so I'm just going to hit save and don't message team. And there we go. Now, when I say that, when I have this event, the @ sign before Clayton Ridge means it's an away game. If it was the VS period, like versus, that means it's a home game. But I can now click on the event, and I will see all the information for that event. So, for example, right now, because it's just me as a part of this team, I can let people know if I'm going. If my kids are part of this team, this is where I would let the coach know my kid is going to be there or they're not going to be there. That helps the coach know who should I put on the lineup. So that way they know who to plan for. And then here is where we can see the player RSVP. And if I say going, notice that the staff and family RSVP changes. So that way we know one person's going and we're not sure of anybody else. Right now, when I have the map down here, I see a Google map of it. When I click View Map, I can now get directions. And when I click on Get Directions, it's going to say what app do you use to get your directions, and I can select the app, and then it'll open right up, and it'll give me the directions directly to the field, not getting lost. And the cool part is we can also see what is the weather expected down below. I love that because how many times have you gotten to a game and you're like, man, I should have brought a jacket or an umbrella or something, so you can see the weather during that time that you are going to be at the game for. So a little bit before, a little bit after, just so you can kind of see what to expect. If I, as a coach, need to edit this event, I can do that in the upper right-hand corner. And as you'll notice, there are some options in the middle of the screen here that says score a game, go live, or the one down below it where it says set a starting lineup. I'm going to have separate videos that describe how to do that as well.